Assalamu alaikum. Subha Sandhya Kubha Samata.
Assalamu alaikum again and good evening everyone. On behalf of batch of 2011, I welcome all of you for the 129th year celebration of Zahira College, the virtual celebration.
කොළඹ සහිරා විදුහල ලංකාවේ ප්‍රමුඛ පිළේ පාසලක් බවට සඳහන් කිරීම පිළිබඳ කිසිම තර්කයක් නැහැ. ඒ වගේම කොළඹ සහිරා විදුහලට ඉතා දැවැන්ත සහ විශිෂ්ට ඉතිහාසයක් ලැබෙනවා. මෙවර මෙම අවුරුද්දේ 129 වන සංවත්සරයේ සමරන අතර ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මුස්ලිම් පාසලක් වන සහිරා විදුහල 1892 පිහිටවන ලද අතර එහි ආදර්ශ පාඨය වන්නේ අල්හම්දුලිල්ලාහ්. එසේ නැතනම් සියලු ප්‍රශංසා අල්ලාහ්ට වේ.
True indeed, it's the motto of our college is Alhamdulillah, which is all praise to Almighty Allah.
ඒ වගේම සහිරා විදුහලේ පාසල් ගීතය අරාබි භාෂාවෙන් ගායනා කරන අතර එහි තේරුම දැනුම සහ භක්තිය සොයන යාඥාවකි. සහිරා යන වචනේ තේරුම විශිෂ්ටත්වය. ජාතික කෞතුකාගාරය, පොදු තැපැල් කාර්යාලය, පරණ නගර ශාලාව සහ ගාලු නුවදර හෝටලය වැනි වැදගත් ගොඩනැගිලි රාශියක් ඉදිකර ඇති කීර්තිමත් පුද්ගලයෙකු වන වාපිච්චි මරික්කාර්ගේ නායකත්වයෙන් මුස්ලිම් අධ්‍යාපන ආයතනයක් ඉදිකළ අතර එය අවසානයේ සහිරා විදුහල ලෙස පත්විය. ඒ සඳහා ILM අසීස්, ඔරාබි පාෂා, සිද්දි ලෙබ්බේ යන මහත්වරුන්ගේ අදහස එක් වුණි. 1892 අල් මද්රසතුල් ज़ाहिरा ලෙස ලියාපදිංචි වූ සහිරා විදුහල 1894 දී සිසුන් 35කින් සමන්විත වූ පාසලක් විය. 1911 දී මද්රසතුල් ज़ाहिरा ද්විතීක පාසලක් ලෙස අනුමත විය.
In 1911, Zahira was promoted as a secondary school. And Firaz, if I'm not mistaken, the first principal is O.E. Martinez?
ඔව්. ප්‍රථම විදුහල්පති ලෙස O.E. මාටිනස් මහතා තමයි 1911 දී කටයුතු කරේ. ඒ වගේම වර්තමානයේ 2013 වසරේ සිට මේ දක්වා ළමයින්ගේ අධ්‍යාපනය වගේම දැනුම් කුසලතා සියලුම දේවල් වර්ධනය කිරීම සඳහා කැප වෙමින් කටයුතු කරන විදුහල්පතිතුමා ARM රිස්වි මරික්කාර මැතිතුමා. ඒ වගේම 1913 දී මද්රසතුල් ज़ाहिरा සහිරා විදුහල ලෙස නම් කරන ලද 1914 වසරේ ප්‍රථම ආදි ශිෂ්‍ය සංගමයේ රැස්වීමද පැවැත්වුණි.
In 1914, 11th of July, the first OBA AGM was held, and in 1913, Zahira was named as Zahira College.
එවැගේම 1917 දී සහිරා විදුහලේ කළමනාකාරීත්වය මරදාන මුස්ලිම් පල්ලිය විසින් බාර දුන් අතර එවැගේම දැනට විදුහලේ බාරකාරීත්වය සඳහා ප්‍රධාන පාලක මණ්ඩලය විසින් දරමින් සිටිනවා.
Currently, the school is controlled by the Board of Governors, and Board of Governors is headed by Mr. Fawzul Hamid, who is a well-known entrepreneur in Sri Lanka.
මෙසේ අවුරුදු 129ක විශිෂ්ට ඉතිහාසයකට හිමිකම් කියන කොළඹ සහිරා මාතාව විසින් දායාද කළ ඇති වස්තුන් බොහෝමය, විද්වතුන් බොහෝමය, විශිෂ්ටයින් බොහෝමය රටට මව් රටට පමණක් නොව ලෝකයටද දායාද කළ ඇති සිසුන් බොහෝමය. සහිරා මාතාව දායාද කළ සිසුන් ලෝකයේම නම්දරු වගේම නොයෙකුත් අංශවල ජයග්‍රහණයන් ලැබූ විද්වතුන් බොහෝ දෙනෙක් අපි දන්නා අතර ඉන්නවා. ඉන් කීප දෙනෙක් සමග අපි ඔවුන් සහිරා විදුහලේ අධ්‍යාපනය ලබන මොහොතේ ඔවුන් ලැබූ අත්දැකීම් අපත් සමග බෙදා ගැනීමට අපි ආරාධනා කරා ඔවුන්ගේ වටිනා කාලයෙන් සුළු කාලයක් අපත් සමග බෙදා ගැනීමට. ආකිල්.
Thank you, Firaz. It was indeed good to know a bit of history of our college. And our viewers are educated obviously from your fact of history, so it was very good to know, and thank you Firaz again for the history. So in order to start the live event on a traditional note, I invite Mubin Makin for the recital of Kirat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين. ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون. ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you, Mubin. Up next, let's pay attention to the national anthem, followed by the college song. be it a virtual event or physical event. Listening to your college anthem and the national anthem will always gives you goosebumps and motivation. Next, I would like to invite Minhaj, the president of the batch of 2011, to do the welcome address.
Thank you, Akil Masoon. Dear members of the panel, Honorable Minister of Justice, Mr. Ali Sabri, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. Fawzul Hamid, Retired Major General Fariz Yusuf of Sri Lanka Army, Deshabandhu Professor Thioli de Silva, Captain A.G. Bari, Principal T. Marikar, President of the OBA, Mr. Alavi Mukhtar, and to all others joining. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. A warm welcome to everyone joining us today. We would like to extend our appreciation to our 5 guest speakers who have accepted our invitation and joined us today to celebrate the 129th anniversary of Zahira College despite their busy schedules. I am honored and privileged to deliver the welcome address on behalf of the batch of 2011 during this virtual 129th year anniversary celebration of Zahira College. I hope everyone participating in the event today will be inspired by the 5 great sons of Zahira who have excelled in their respective fields and brought pride to our alma mater. Each speaker has their own inspirational story on how they have achieved immense success in their fields. I know all of you are as enthusiastic as me to hear a few words by these outstanding sons of Zahira. I wish the organizers all the very best in making this a successful event where past, present, and future Zahirians will be motivated to reach new heights. Thank you. Over to you, Akil Mazun.
Thank you, Minhaj. It's indeed 5 of the greatest sons produced by Zahira is about to explain and talk about their days at Zahira, which inspired them for greater heights. Next, I would like to invite Principal of Zahira College, Mr. Trizvi Marikar, to do the keynote address and a brief introduction about our speakers.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. And today we are here to celebrate the 129th anniversary of the college. The theme of today's program is how proud you are to be a Zahirian. Now we have 5 distinguished all boys of the college. They have excelled in their field. So let me first of all welcome all of them, starting from Honorable Ali Sabri, President's Council, Minister of Justice, a distinguished all boy of the college. Then the Chairman Board of Governors, Mr. Fawzul Hamid, a well-known entrepreneur, Managing Director, Hamidia Group. Then we have the Professor Thioli de Silva, Professor of Chemistry and Chancellor of Wayamba University of Sri Lanka. And then we have Engineer A.G.A. Bari, an international consultant, And then we have Major General M.A.E. Yusuf, who is a retired senior army officer. Formerly, when he was the brigadier, he was in charge of the army band and performing arts. Then we have the Secretary, All Boys Association, Mr. Alavi Mukta, and members of the Board of Governors, members of the staff, members of the Parents Teachers Association, dear students, dear parents, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Assalamu alaikum. Zahira College is a premier Muslim educational institution. It was founded on 21st of August 1892. With regard to the opening of the school, the independent paper on the 22nd of August 1892 states that Mohammedan boys' school was declared open last evening at Maradana. The paper cutting is available at the college archives. That exactly tells us the date of or the birth date of the college. And then with 129 years of existence that we are here today to celebrate this particular institution's birth anniversary. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome all of you and also to speak few words on this very important day. And I must be thankful to the President and the Executive Committee of Batch 2011 for organizing this event. From 2013 onwards, every year we have been conducting this Founders Day, and I'm very happy to see Honorable Minister Ali Sabri, Professor Tully De Silva were there with us when we conducted some of the events, and they delivered the Founders Day oration. I was also happy to note that in 2013, the Founders Day oration was delivered by Mr. SHM, Marhum SHM Jamil, who did a marvelous job in researched article. He made a speech with a lot of research, and he delivered that speech more eloquently. Therefore, I'm very happy and thankful to all of you who are gathered here, even at this very difficult situation, to see that the college is remembered with a lot of gratitude and with the blessings of the proud products of the college. Let me once again thank the panel members who have joined here to talk about their school days and how to show the world how proud they are to be Zahirians. Ladies and gentlemen, it all happened in 1891 when Marhum Siddi Lebbe delivered a speech at Maradana Mosque, and he was talking about the importance of having a school for the Muslim community. And it ended up on 21st of August 1892 setting up a school which was known then as the Mohammedan Boys' School. And I should remember with gratitude the following these members who were instrumental in setting up the school: Muhammad Qasim Siddi Lebbe, A.M. Wapichi Marika, Arabi Pasha, ILM Abdul Aziz, NHM Abdul Qadir. They were some of the prominent members who were instrumental in setting up the school. And also I must remember with gratitude Dr. T.B. Jaya, who ran the school in 20s to 40s, around 25 years. And then Dr. A.M. Aziz, around another 13 years. Then Shafi Marika, Mr. Shafi Marika for another 13 to 15 years. These members gave a notable, as the principals, gave a notable contribution for the development of the college. With due respect to the rest of the principals who ran the college, I must offer a bouquet of flowers for these past principals who brought the college to this level. And it is very important to remember the very first principal, who was only for about 1 or 2 years, O.E. Martinez. And the second principal, Mr. Mckaiser. Both of them were not Muslims. Today, after 229 years, when our society is struggling to understand the coexistence and the problem between the communities and races, Zahira College, at the very beginning of the 20th century, set an example to the rest of the world. It is a proud history of our college. So when it comes to education, as going by the religious teachings that you should go to anybody, anywhere to gain education. That is the importance that the religion itself has given to us. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, we have all the reasons to be proud of our college and to see that the college moves forward for many more centuries and serving the nation. I do not take this opportunity to speak about the history of the college, as every one of you are well aware of it. When it comes to the latter part of the century and the beginning of 21st, when we came into the third millennium, we see that the society got changed and the needs of the society got changed, and we have to think out of box for the development of the Sri Lankan nation. I think we have to explore the possibilities of assisting this country by producing people who are worthy enough to live in this beautiful country. I believe that we, as the present administrators and the policymakers, both in the college and in the government, will have to think very deeply in order to see that we move into a better world. It is only through education that we will be able to do it. Unlike in the past, we are facing a situation today. For the last 3 years, 2019 April onwards, the school-going children are facing untold hardships. And one after the other, the closure of schools, interruption for education gives a lot of problems. And we as the adults should understand the minds of the small kids. If you take, for example, the grade 1 student of this year, how many days he has gone to school? And the grade 2 students who entered the college last year, how many days he has gone to the school? These are the memorable days of one's life. The primary kids will ever remember in their adult life as well. So I would like to mention that all of us here have a duty. We cannot put the blame, or we cannot put all the responsibilities on one segment of society or one set of stakeholders, or we can't tell something against somebody. It is the teamwork, it is the team spirit in which we have to work and to see that how best we can come over this situation. We all are very proud that we were having the good days in school, and today we are proud Zahirians, proud students of this prestigious college. But looking at today's context, we must work hard to see that our children are also given the same or better situation for them to get the teaching learning experience. Zahira College today, compared to the past few decades, have come like a phoenix from the ashes to serve the community. I think the present set of students are enjoying that. Therefore, it is quite important to understand the present predicament that we all are facing globally, and we must try hard to come over it. If we can do that, I think that will help for us to build the nation. So let us pray Almighty to shower blessings on this school and the school community and all those who are working hard, and also to see that the policymakers, particularly who are responsible, take right steps in the right direction. So let me conclude my short speech by once again thanking all those who have joined here. And I bring warm greetings to the panelists. You have made the college proud. Honorable Ali Sabri is a proud product of our college, and he's the only one who represents us in the cabinet. So college is proud of you. And then we have Professor Tiuli de Silva. He's always with us. Whenever we call him, he comes like he coming back to his own place. So thank you very much, Professor. You have made proud our college. And I also remember with gratitude Major General Yusuf, another important segment that you are representing by being in the forces. And your achievement really made us proud. And then we are also happy to note the present Chairman Board of Governors, a well-known entrepreneur, and also he's leading the business community in different forums with his experience. And he has also put his heart and soul together to develop the college for many years. And it has given a lot of dividends to the college. Thank you very much for being with us. And I can't forget Engineer A.J. Bari, a proud product of golden era of the college. That is Dr. Asis's, Principal Asis's period. And he's always with us to help the college. So all of you are doing good and hope that your blessings also will help us to develop the college. So having said that, I say all the best to all of you, and may Almighty Allah bless all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Principal Sir. It was indeed a great speech from you, which inspired all of us. Thank you, sir, again. Next, I would like to invite our panelists today. So I will start with Honorable Minister of Justice, Honorable Ali Sabri. Minister, greetings for you.
Greetings. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening.
Salam. Next, I would like to invite Deshabandhu Professor Tiuli de Silva.
Good morning here and good evening there.
Professor Tiuli is joining all the way from United States, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Thanks, Professor. And next, I would like to invite A.J. Bari, Captain, also engineer. Captain Bari is joining all the way from Canada. Next, I would like to invite Chairman Board of Governors, a well-known entrepreneur in Sri Lanka, Mr. Fawzul Hamid.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good evening.
So I think I would like to invite retired Major General Farid Yusuf of Sri Lanka Army.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone.
Salam, sir. President of All Boys Association, Mr. Alawi Mukhtar, is yet to join us due to some technical issues, so we are expecting him shortly. So I'll move on with the questions. It's not questions; it's a discussion. So we are here to talk about the days you had at Zahira. Everyone, all of you were schooling Zahira at different eras and different periods where the principals were and officials. So I would like to ask, who was your principal and the teachers at your days at Zahira? I would like to start with Honorable Minister.
Yeah. Actually, I came to Zahira in the year 1987 for my A-levels. I was there for just more than 2 years. I had my A-levels at Zahira. I had a good time. Actually, during my time, the principal was Mr. Irshad. He was the principal, and after that, there were a couple of other principals who were also there. We had, in fact, we had a joint class for both maths and the bio stream. Several of our friends are today actively involved, and I know one of them, Zahirian, is in the board itself, Zahir. Then, of course, in that class, I was following the bio stream, where we had common classes for physics and chemistry, and we have separate classes for zoology and botany, and they had the applied and the pure maths, as you put it at that time. I remember our teachers, of course, Disanayaka was my chemistry teacher, and Mr. Attapattu was our zoology teacher. Recently, he contacted me, and I was after a long time. After I became a minister, he got to know, and we got the number, and we had a long chat. And Mr. Sumanasiri was our physics teacher. They were mainly they were the people who were teaching us. We had so that all shows we have always Zahira had promoted coexistence. We were together, and we always felt we were Sri Lankans living under different cultures together. So we really had a good time at that time. And incidentally, one of my teachers, Mr. Disanayaka, when I was the Sri Lankan Consul General in Jeddah, we formulated our Sri Lankan International School, Jeddah. When I went for a visit in 2015 or 16, he was teaching there. Now, I think he's a deputy principal there. So it's nice memories when I go there and to see the school which I established. He's now one of my own teacher, had become a deputy principal there. So good time we all had at Zahira, and I really liked that few years of my studies at Zahira College, and it really shaped me.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. It was really good to go back to the school days and remember the names as well of your teachers. And next, I would like to ask from Professor Turi De Silva regarding your school days and the era you schooled.
Yes, I was also at Zahira College for my A levels. At that time, it's called the University Entrance Examination. And I stayed 3 years at Zahira, during which period I met so many Muslims, Tamils, and Sinhalese. It was a very mixed class, and we had no differences whatsoever. We all studied together with teachers like Mr. Roy De Mel, my chemistry teacher, who led me to the profession of chemistry, Mr. Gafoor, Mr. De Silva, LBK De Silva, and so forth. We were fairly large classes, not so small at that time when compared to other schools, and the entry to the university was pretty high from Zahira College. So during my period at Zahira, I was fortunate enough to be a member of the prefects board and also the senior prefect of the junior hostel, where I was somewhat disliked by the Muslim students because no one could stay away from mosque, because I was going around the hostel to see everyone goes to the mosque. And same when I was as a prefect of the school college, the students could not escape not going to the mosque after finishing the school. So they would have had their own differences with me, but my being strict on them to follow the religious activities. More than that, I was very fortunate to be with the Zahira principal, who always encouraged the students to study hard and go to high levels. When I started studying at the A level or was the entrance exam, I wanted to be a doctor, And when I went to the interview, I was told you better be a chemist rather than a doctor because my chemistry marks were so high that I finally ended up in the science faculty and the chemistry department and became a professor and so forth and went up to the last stage of hierarchy in the university, being the chancellor of the university. And also my experience with the community at large, not Sinhalese alone, helped me to be very efficient when I was serving in the United Nations, when I was serving in other countries as academic and industrialist. So it's a very good experience to be a Zahirian because all our teams, debating team, do you know contest teams, all consist of all three races. So we were brethren and fighting for the same cause, and we still are the same. And I have taken the opportunity to be of any help to Saira College whenever they need it, because I owe my achievements up to now because of Zaira College. The primary education did only gave us the primary knowledge, and the specialization came only after attending Zaira. So I'm thankful to the principal now also for recognizing us and the this batch of students for organizing this uh, Founders Day and inviting me to be a participant at that. And I must say that I was always with ATA Bari, Captain Bari, all throughout my career, even up to now. We are very good friends. We had three friends, Aga Bari, myself, and Muhammad, M.H. Muhammad, who was a student of, who was a teacher there also, being a student. So I owe most of my uh, communications with all races due to Saira College, and I respect college and I'm thankful to my old principal and the staff for helping me to be at this level now. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. It was indeed, we are always proud of who you are today as Zahirians. So it was very good listening to you. And we welcome Mr. Alay Mukhtar, President of All Boys Association and Secretary of Board of Governors, to the show. And the same question on the days of Zahira and the era of where you were at Zahira, I want to ask from Captain Engineer AJ Bari. I think Captain AJ Bari is having some technical issues, so I'll move on by asking retired Major General Farid Yusuf of his days at Zahira.
Yes, actually, I joined Zaira in 1980. And then I completed my education up to A levels. At the time I was in school, my principal was Mr. Shafi Marika, and my class teacher was Mr. Barnagi, and he's my maths teacher and he's a sports master. Well, in other teach I can only remember only few names. In other teachers have Mr. Kolita. He's a science teacher, and Khalil Hajia.
So thanks, dear Major General Farid Yusuf, on your words as well. Next, I would like to move on to the chairman, Mr. Hamid, on
Uh,
his days at Zaira.
yes, thank you. Yes, my days, I would say I really enjoyed my school life. The my school principal was Shafi Marika and the late Shafi Marika, and the I think that's the time really school was getting into a tough decision, but he ran with all the difficulties. And my couple of my teachers, which I will never forget, was the Mrs. Shafi Marika, who was teaching social studies, very committed. Even after I left school, I was so much connected because of her passion for looking after us. That was incredible. Then also Mr. Baranage, a teacher, sports master, who was one of my favorite teacher. I'm yet in touch with him and unbelievable. So there were great memories. I was in the hostel for some time, then left hostel and came from my parents' home. And I was a captain four sports. I captained the college cricket, football, hockey, and I was house captain. So my life at Zaira, like being, morning to evening, I come in the morning, I go in the home, I go in the evening because after school I practice. So the school days, I think we all loved, right? We all loved and we cannot forget. So my credit goes to my teachers who have inspired me in a different way. So that's my message.
Thank you, Chairman. It was good to listen from your end as well. Next, I would like to ask an interesting question. Uh, School days are the best days we make memories. Be it what kind of memory, even positive, negative, any interesting memories you will make that you will never forget until for a long time you will never forget. So I would like to ask what are give us some interesting stories of your school days which you will never forget. I'll start from Honorable Minister itself.
We had several memories. One of the memories, some of them are as usual as you put it correctly. Some are pleasant, some are unpleasant. One of the saddest memories, actually, I was just boarded down a kind of a boarding house in Dematagoda Road, close to the Minan Mosque there, next to Katabalamulla. So in the morning, we about 25:30. Zahirian slowly walk up to the Zahira. Everyone comes and pick us and come. So one day we heard a massive explosion. That the day when the bomb blast went off and our whole science laboratory it got damaged. That was a terrifying memory what we have. So that one of the memories which have been, of course, we managed to rebuild it and continue our education very shortly after shifting our science lab temporarily to some other places. Now there is a lovely building which has come up there. Other than that, there are several nice memories. All of us get together immediately after our classes and used to go to Nugegoda as a team. 10 of us or so go to classes in Railway Avenue and Rotary on those days and Sussex. I remember one of my good friends who is he's a doctor now. I think he's currently the MOH in Gampala. I don't want to mention his name. They always have a ongoing argument in our class. My science, my physics teacher asked him, what do you want to do? What is your expectation? He says that I will some or other go to the medical faculty. Then he used to give a 2 rupee coin and say, yes, it's very close here. You can get into 138 bus and go and get down there. Have a look at the place and come back. You will never go there. But he was very fond of him. But after some period of time, he was very persuasive. He never gave up. Though he couldn't get into the Sri Lankan medical faculty, he somehow rather achieved his dream. He went abroad, studied, and became a doctor. So lovely memories we always all had, and sometime, of course, we also used to go to this the Navalagiri cafe or whatever the cafe that there, the Tosaka days. And of course, we know, I mean, those days I was not the justice minister nor a lawyer. Sometimes we don't pay, run away. So all those were lovely memories.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. It was really nice to listen to some stories regarding those days as well. Now, I would like to ask from Professor Dooley on any unforgettable memory that you have from the school days at Zaira.
Yes. I was also the secretary of the Angora House because all hostelers were in that house, Angora House. And we as prefects were fortunate to get the biryani that is being served for the cricket teams that come to play. So we wanted more home place than away place because we were looking out for the biryani that the prefects get after the team was fed. So that was a nice experience, and I thought it continued after our time also. Then I must be very thankful to the college because Mr. Aziz, Dr. Aziz, uh, gave us permission to live within the premises of Zaira College during our period at the University of Ceylon at that time. So Bari, myself, and M.Y. Muhammad, three of us were given one room in one of the corners there to live and attend school. So that was a great help because neither Bari nor me were rich people. Muhammad, of course, had his own paddy lands and so forth. So I must be thankful to the college, and that was experience. And during that period, we could earn some money by giving tuition to the hostel students because the stipend we got from the university as a bursary was about $1 at that time. So that keeps in my memory all the time. Next is that we were as prefects given the chance to punish students, mainly imposition. So if somebody made a mistake, we tell them, right, now stay after school, write for 50 lines or 100 lines of something, and we were trained how to be strict disciplinarians. That was also part of the student training, which whereas that becomes a part of your postgraduate training later on. So we already enjoyed that type of thing. And so we enjoyed our life at Zaira quite well. Thank
That
you.
was indeed good to listen from Professor Tooley itself. Next, I would like to ask from retired Major General Fariz Yusuf. Any interesting
Yes.
incident that you don't want to forget at Zaira?
Yes. I can tell one of the incident. When I was doing my O levels, my class was one of the most notorious class. There was a particular incident where our class had a dispute with the one senior other class, and the leader was one of whose name was Rajan, was asked to bring his father. So he hired a person as his father, and he talked to the principal, and he believed the false stories he has told. One of the incident.
So that same story have happened during our school days as well. One of most of my batchmates are commenting on those. So we experienced those kind of issues as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it because my father was famous at school. So I want to ask the next question from Chairman Fazlamid. I think you will have a lot to say regarding the interesting
Yeah,
incidents. Zaira.
yeah, I think for me too. I mean, for me, like every day is very interesting because I love to come to school. I don't think I have ever cut school because I mean, college was like for me like my home. My few things which I really enjoyed. One was the prize giving where the former President Jaya Javadana came and I got six prizes. I'd go six times to stage and you know I had a few cups and I could carry those days. I didn't have transport. I'd go by bus, and so a couple of my friends were helping me. And the uh, I think was like getting punished by my favorite teacher, Mr. Baranage, was really unforgettable for many reasons because see, being a sportsman, he wants to give me after school classes and where I neglect and those punishment I really feel very painful, but yet, and I think today you cannot punish students. The punishment what I got, sometimes I feel so when I see the present students and we cannot touch them, we cannot do anything. So those days in my class, I was one of the I would say naughtiest, and I have to because I neglect due to sports, and so teachers have been always behind me. Other thing is the getting getting late. So when you come late, teacher knows I am coming because when you're a sportsman, you go home late, you're tired, practice. So the teacher to help me in that sense. So those are memories which I can remember. Thank you.
ඔව් මම හිතුවා අකිල මාචාර්ය තුපිකිසිංහ මහත්මයාගෙන් අහන්න. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මේ කාලේ තියෙන අභියෝග වගේ නෙවෙයි අපි ඉස්කෝලේ යන කාලේ තියෙන අභියෝග වෙනස්. මාචාර්යතුමාගෙන් මම අහන්න කැමතියි ඔබතුමා මේ පාසල් යන කාලේ සහිරා යන කාලේදී ඔබතුමා මුණ පැමිණ අභියෝගයක් තිබෙනවා අප සමග බෙදාගන්න.
අභියෝගයක් කියන්නේ මම පළවෙනි වතාවට මගේ මාතර ගෙදරින් මේ ඉගෙනම යොමු කරගන්නට කොළඹට ආපු වෙලාවේ මේ පළවෙනි අවස්ථාව තමයි මම ධෛර්ය විද්‍යාලයේ ජූනියර් හොස්ටල් එකට එකතු වුණේ. ඒ ලෙවල් එක මේ ලාස්ට් එන්ට්‍රන්ස් ෆස්ට් ඉයර් ඉන්න කාලේ මම සයරකේ ජූනියර් හොස්ටල් එකට එන්ටර් වුණේ. ඉතින් ඒ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකම මට හුඟක් උදව් වුණා. මොකද මම මේ ගෙදර අම්මගේ පිටෙන් හිටපු කෙනෙක් ඇවිල්ලා මෙහෙ මුස්ලිම්ස්ලායි ටැමිල්ස්ලායි දෙමළායයි සිංහල කාණ්ඩේ මැලේ පිටරට කාණ්ඩේ හුඟක් කාණ්ඩේ මේ හොස්ටල් එකේ හිටියා. ඉතින් ඒකින් අපි අර සහජීවනය ගැන හුඟක් දේවල් ඉගෙන ගත්තා. අපිට වෙනසක් දැනුන්නේ නැහැ. අපි ඔක්කොම ශිෂ්‍යයන් විදියට වැඩ කරේ. ඒක තමයි කරේ. ඒක තමයි මට ලැබුණු වාසිය. අභියෝග වශයෙන් තිබුණේ ඉතින් මේ ඉගෙන ගන්න එක තමයි අපිට මේ දවස්වල ටීචර්ස්ලා හිටියට හරියට සිරියස් මාරු වෙනවා. ඉතින් සිලබස් එක හරියට කවර් කරගන්න බැරි අපිත් සම්තනියුත් මේ ඉගෙනගෙන තමයි මේ විදියට අපි උසස් තත්ත්වයට යන්න ලැබුණේ.
ස්තුතියි මාචාර්යතුමනි අකිල්.
Thank you, Firaz. Next, I want to ask a question from Chairman Board of Governors. This is as an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur, what have you learned from Zahira which you still practice as being an entrepreneur, being one of the best entrepreneurs in the country?
Yes, I think with me in the hostel, I had a lot of outstation boys. They also come from a very rich background. For example, late Nalima, just 2 children were in my hostel room, the dormitory, and so really a lot of top millionaires children were there. So look, most of the time they talk business. These guys, they love to do jamming. They want to become big businessmen. So for me, that, and again, because of I did sports, I got connected with top of the sportsmen like Ranjan Madhugal and Arjun Ranatunga to many top schools, sports captains and sportsmen. That really helped me to network. It was network, So when you are in the college, when you meet other schools, it's really help you to build your network, and that network will do business. So as an entrepreneur, I think I took over my dad's business in the mid 80s, and it was, I would say, not doing that great, and that experience gave me at Zahira, because from one store building 4 brands, making a strong brand, stamp brand for a certain segment of market. So that helped my strategy. When I saw Zaira, I saw the brand, I saw where Zaira was. I knew, for me, it was a brand which was so strong brand, and it did take me a few seconds for me to visualize. People talk about 15, 60s, and I just analyze, and I have to just focus. And mashallah, thanks to many who stood with us. And today, that entrepreneurship, that discipline, the sports I got at Zaira, because when you do sports, you learn a lot of things. When you play a game, I played Premier League cricket. That too helped me because connecting the all national players. So these things, as an entrepreneur, for me, that at Hamidia, that from scratch, like, and that menu, that concept, I brought into Zaira and brought everybody together, and that really that is what matters in life. So try to do and help whatever way we can. That is what entrepreneurship. Normal entrepreneurs are like that. They like to do things the way they want.
Thank you, Chairman. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Yes.
He's experiencing few connection issues.
Yes. Exactly.
Next, Firaz. No, I was trying to connect Captain Bahari. I think he's still having connection issues.
I'm back on.
He's there.
He's there.
Yeah, you can hear us, right? I think he's still having connectivity. Yeah, I'll ask Firaz to move on with the question. Firaz?
Major General, Islamic Major General තමාගෙන් අහන්න. Major General ඔබතුමා හමුදා සේවයට බැඳීමට පෙළඹුණු හේතුන් මොකක්ද අපි එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔබට පාසලෙන් ලැබුණු ආభాෂය හමුදා සේවයට බැඳීම සඳහා
ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම කියනවා නම් මගේ පියා යුද හමුදාවේ හිටියේ. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔහු බ්‍රිටිෂ් කියන වචන පාවිච්චි කරන්න. එයා අවුරුදු 35ක සේවයක් කළා. ඉතින් ඒ ආభాෂය තමයි මටත් තිබ්බේ. ඉතින් මම මගේ පාසල් අවධිය උසස් පෙළ ඉවර කරලා මට හිතුණා යුද හමුදාවට බඳින කෙරෙට් ඔෆිසර් කෙනෙක් වශයෙන්. අනුව මම 1985 වර්ෂයේ යුද හමුදාවට බැඳිලා දියතලාව යුද හමුදා පූර්ව පාසලේ අධ්‍යාපන ලැබලා දෙකලුතින්වරයෙක් වශයෙන් 97 වර්ෂයේ මම යුද හමුදාවේ අවුරුදු 35ක සේවා කාලයක් නිම කරලා 2019 මැයි මාසෙම විශ්‍රාම ගියා. ඒ කාලය තුල ඇත්ත වශයෙන් කියනවා නම් යුද හමුදාවේ පුරු යුද්ධයක් තිබ්බා. ත්‍රස්තවාදීන් සමග මම හුඟා ක්‍රියාන්විත වලට මෙලා හිටිය අවුරුදු 35ක සේවා කාලය තුල උතුරු නැගෙනහිර මම සේවා කළා. ඉතින් ඒ කාලය තුල මම කරපු විශිෂ්ට සේවයෙන් මට කියන්නේ පදක්කම් තියෙනවා සේවය හැකීමක් වශයෙන් 15කට වැඩිය. ඉතින් මගේ සේවා කාලය තුල මට හම්බුණා යුද හමුදාව තුල පාඨමාලා කරන්න ඉන්දියාව, පාකිස්තානය, නේපාලය, ඊජිප්තුව, චීනය, බංග්ලාදේශය වගේ රටවල් 15ක විතර තියෙනවා. ඉතින් මේ මට හම්බුණා ඒ වගේ රටවල් සේවය කරන ඒ වගේම දැනට සේවය නියුත ඉන්නවා හමුදාව තුළ ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ බ්‍රිගේඩියවරුන් ඇතුළු නිලධාරීන් මම දන්නා පමණින් 10 දෙනෙක් පමණ. ඒ වගේම මගේ නිලධාරියෙක් මා සමග රාජකාරී කළ ඔහු හිටියේ පාබලේකකේ ඒකේ යුද්ධේ හිටියේ මුගලන් දන්නවත්තේ සාමාන්‍ය කැප්ටන් යූනුස් ඔහු හමුදා ක්‍රියාන්විතයේදී මිය ගියා. ඔහු Zahira විද්‍යාලයේ හිටපු මම දන්නා තරමින් Zahira රග ක්‍රීඩාවෙත් නායකත්වයක් කරපු මේ ක්‍රීඩකෙක්. ඕක තමයි ඇත්තට මගේ යුද හමුදාවට බැඳෙන්න හේතුව මගේ පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳන් තිබ්බ ඒක ඇම්බිෂස් එකක්. ඒ අනුව මම යුද හමුදාවට කරලා ඒ අවුරුදු 35ක සේවයෙන් පස්සේ 2009 විශ්‍රාම වුණා. ස්තුතියි.
Positive General Tony.
Farid, thank you, General Farid Yusuf. And Firaz, I think you can ask the next question from Honorable Minister in English language.
ගරු එමෙතුමාගෙන් අහන්න කැමතියි. ගරු එමෙතුමා අන්තිම වශයෙන් ජනාධිපති නීතිඥ ස්වරේ අපිට දානම්බරයි. ඒ වගේම මම කැමතියි එමෙතුමාගෙන් අහන්න මේක තියෙන පැමිණීම සාමාන්‍ය කෙනෙකුට මොඩල් එකක්. අපිට ඉස්කෝලෙන් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ඊයෙන් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මම කැමතියි ප්‍රෝඩ් ජනාධිපති නීතිඥවරයෙක් වෙන්නම නෙවෙයි. ඔබතුමා මේ තත්ත්වයේ ඉන්නේ ඔබතුමාගේ වීමෙන් ඒ වගේම ඔබතුමාට උදව් කරලා බොහෝ කෙනෙක් මම අහන්නේ ඔබතුමාගෙන් Zahira විදිවල ඔබතුමාට මෙම තත්ත්වයට එන්න කුලක් උනේ කෙසේ?
බොහොම ස්තුතියි. මම හිතනවා මුලින්ම මම සාමාන්‍ය පෙළ දක්වා ඉගෙන ගත්තේ කළුතර මුස්ලිම් මධ්‍ය මහාවිද්‍යාලයේ. එතනදී අපිට යම් ආభాෂයක් ලැබුණා. නමුත් මමත් අර ප්‍රොෆෙසර් කියපු ආකාරයට සාමාන්‍ය පවුලකින් පැවතෙන කෙනෙක්. කොළඹට ආවම අභියෝග රාශියක් තිබුණා අපිට. ඒ වෙලාවේදී Zahira එකට ආවම මට කරුණු දෙකක් විශේෂයෙන්ම සඳහන් කරන්නට උනා. එකක් තමයි මගේ පර්සනැලිටි එක දියුණු කරන්න, මගේ පෞරුෂය දියුණු කරන්න හුඟක් උදව් වුණා. Zahira එකට ආවම ඒ ගමේ පොළේ ඉඳලා එතන තියෙන වටපිටාව, එතන තියෙන ඒ ප්‍රතාපවත් ඉතිහාසය, අපේ මේ රටේ සාමය වෙනුවෙන්, අපේ සංස්කෘතිය වෙනුවෙන්, අපේ අයිතිවාසිකම් ආරක්ෂා කරගෙන ඒ අතරතුම ශ්‍රී ලාංකිකයෝ හැටියට කොහොමද ජීවත් වෙන්නේ කියන එක පිළිබඳව පෙර පාඩම් ඉගෙනගත්තු විශිෂ්ට පුරෝගාමියෝ රාශියක් හිටියා. ඉතින් ඔවුන්ගේ දැනට උනත් අපි ගෆූර් රෝල් එකට ගියාම ඔවුන්ගේ ඡායාරූප තියෙනවා. ඒකත් එක්ක මම කියවනවා සාමාන්‍යයෙන්. ඒ පිළිබඳව ස්ටඩි කරලා කියවලා හදනකොට මට තේරුණා අපි කොච්චර දුරට මේ තත්ත්වයට එන්නට මේ රටේ පුරෝගාමීන් ජාති ආගම් පොළබෝල වලින් තොරව පරාර්ථකාමී ලෙස කොච්චර මහන්සි වෙලා තියෙනවද කියලා. සමහර වෙලාවෙදී ඒ කාලෙදී ඔවුන්ව දැඩිව විවේචනයට ලක් වෙලා තියෙනවා. නමුත් පසු කාලීනව ඕන් කරපු හොඳ දේවල් මිනිස්සු දකින්න පටන් ගන්නවා. ඒ අනුව මම හිතනවා ඒ කාලය තුල මට ඒක පාසලක් වගේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයක් වගේ විශාල අත්දැකීම් රාශියක් ලැබුණා. ඒ අරුණම ඒ කාලය තුල විවිධ ශාස්ත්‍රවල ඉන්න අයව අපිට අඳුන ගන්න, කතා කරන්න, වැඩ කරන්න හැකියාව ලැබුණා. ඒකත් එක්ක මේ විශාල අන්නරයක් Zahira එකෙන් ලැබුණයි කියන එක පිළිබඳව කිසිදු සැකයක් නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ මේ පෞරුෂත්වය කොච්චර අවශ්‍ය වෙනවද කියලා කිව්වම අපි දන්නවා ඕනෑම වෘත්තියක වෘත්තීය සුදුසුකම ඕන හුඟක් අයට තියෙනවා. වෘත්තීය සුදුසුකම ක්වොලිෆිකේෂන් එකක් විතරයි. උදාහරණයක් හැටියට ලෝයර්ස්ලා ඉන්නවා 20000ක් ලක්නාවේ. නමුත් තාමත්ම සීමිතයි 100ක් 150ක් තමයි ප්‍රෙසිඩන්ට්ස් කවුන්සිල්ස්ලා වෙන්නේ. ඒකෙනුත් සෝට් අවුට් ලෝයර්ස්ලා වෙනස්. එතකොට මේක ඩිෆරෙන්ෂিয়েට් කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එක පිළිබඳව ලොකු අභියෝග තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒවා තේරුම් ගන්න නම් මම හිතනවා ඒකේ ක්වොලිෆිකේෂන් ප්‍රොෆෙෂනල් ක්වොලිෆිකේෂන් එක විතරක් එක අංගයක් විතරයි. ඒකට නෙට්වර්කින් කොහොමද කරගන්නේ, PR එක කොහොමද කරගන්නේ, හાર્ඩ් වර්ක් එක කොහොමද කරගන්නේ, මල්ටිටාස්කින් කොහොමද කරගන්නේ කියන එක පිළිබඳව දෛරකයේ ඉන්නකොට අපිට විශාල පාඩම් රාශියක් ලැබුණා. දැන් අර ප්‍රොෆෙසර් කියපු විදියට සමහර වෙලාවෙදී අපි තේරුම් ගත්තා දෛරකයේ විතරක් ඒ කාලේ තිබුණා අපි මම ඉන්න වකවානුව තුල ප්‍රින්සිපල්ස්ලා කීප දෙනෙක් අවාසනාවකට වගේ කාලෙන් ඒක අර අලස් ඉඳලා ගිහිල්ලා කාලේ. එතකොට මිස්ටර් ඉර්ෂාඩ් ඊට පස්සේ තව එක්කෙනෙක් ආවා. කීප දෙනෙක් හිටියා සමහර අය නම් මතකත් නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒක පොඩි ටර්මොයිල් පීරියඩ් එකක්. ඒ හින්දා අපිට සිද්ධ වුණා අර තමන් අතර තමන් හිසට තමා තමයි හැවණැල්ල කියනවා වගේ අපිට ඉනෝවේට් කරලා අපි කොහොම හරි ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕන කියන තැනට යන්න සිද්ධ වුණා. එතකොට අපි ඉස්කෝලෙන් ඉගෙන ගන්නවා, හවස ඇවිල්ලා පාඩම් කරනවා. හවස මම හිටපු තැන මගේ පන්තියේ හිටපු 3-4 දෙනෙක්ම හිටියා. ශාකිර්, සිරාජ් දැන් ජීවිතුන් විතර නෑ සහ අස්රීන් කියලා. අපේ පන්තියේම 3 දෙනෙක් මේ මම බෝඩ් වෙලා හිටපු දෙමට ගොඩ හරිය. ඉතින් අපි ඕන්න එක එකතු වෙලා හවස් වෙලාවට වෙනම චමරියක් දාලා එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ වෙනම ක්ලාසස් එකට ගිහිල්ලා එහෙම නැත්නම් මාරු සබ්ජෙක්ට්ස් එකට කතා කරලා ටීම් වර්ක් එක ගැන විශාල විදියට ඉගෙන ගන්න හැකි වුණා. ඒත් එක්කම මගේ පන්තියට ආවා මාලික් කියලා එක්කෙනෙක් කැන්ඩි ඉඳලා. එයා මම ගෙන්න ගත්ත මම ඉන්න තැනම. එතකොට මේ නෙට්වර්කින් එක මේ ගෲප් ස්ටඩි එක මේ අභියෝග වලට මුහුණ දෙන එක කොහොමද අපි මේකට ටාගට් කරන්න කියන එක පිළිබඳව හොඳ අවබෝධයක් පන්නරයක් මට ධෛර්යයෙන් ලැබුණා. ඒක පසු කාලීනව මට මගේ මම ලෝ කොලෙජ් එකට ගියාම ලෝ කොලෙජ් එකේ සිංහල විවාද කණ්ඩායම මම නියෝජනය කරා. ලෝ කොලෙජ් එකේ ලෝ ස්ටුඩන්ට් යූනියන් එකේ ජෙනරල් සෙක්‍රටරි වුණා. මුස්ලිම් මජ්ලිස් එකේ සභාපති වුණා. ඊට පස්සේ යම්තම් මගේ මේක මම ඕට්ස් අරන් අවුරුද්දක් යනකොට ශ්‍රංකාවේ ලාබාලතම කොන්සල් ජෙනරල් වරයා හැටියට ජෙදා නුවරට ගියා. මේ සියලු අභියෝග ජය ගන්න මම හිතනවා ධෛර්යයෙන් ඒ කාලය තුල මට මගේ වැදගත්ම හැමෝම දන්නවා අවුරුදු 16යි 20යි 21යි අතර කාලය තාමත්ම වැදගත් කාලය. ඒ කාලේ අවුරුදු 3-4 අපි ධෛර්යයේ ගෙවලා දැම්මා. ඒ කාලය තුල ලැබුණු පන්නර මට විශාල වශයෙන් උදව් වුණා කියන එක පිළිබඳව කිසිදු සැකයක් නැහැ. විශේෂයෙන්ම මම දකින මට ලැබුණු ලොකුම දේ තමයි අපේ අයිතිවාසිකම් පිළිබඳව කටයුතු කරනකොට අපි ඒ පිළිබඳ ඇපොලොජෙටික් විය යුතු නැහැ කියන එක සහ ඒක සාධාරණ විය යුතුයි කියන එක. මේ දෙකේ සංකල්පයක් කොහොමද කරගන්නේ? අවසාන වශයෙන් ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය අනන්‍යතාවයක් වෙනුවෙන් අපි කොහොමද යන්නේ කියන එක පිළිබඳව බිය නැතුව ඒ වෙලාවේ Taman හිතන දේ කරන්න පන්නරේ ලැබුණේ ඒ රහිරා වාතාවරණය තුළ ඉතිහාසය අධ්‍යයනය කිරීමෙන් ලද යම් පණිවිඩ හේතු කොටගෙන සහ අත්දැකීම් හේතු කොටගෙන කියන එක මම තාමත්ම සන්තෝෂෙන් ආඩම්බරයෙන් කියන්න ඕන. ඒ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මම ධෛර්යයෙන් ලැබුණු පන්නරය හැමදාම මට ලොකු පන්නරයක් කියන එක සහ මම හැමදාම මේ ධෛර්යව තවත් ඊළඟ අධීරයට ගිහිල්ලා අපි වගේ තව දහස් ගාණක් සිසුන් බිහි වෙන තක්ෂලාවක් විය යුතුයි කියන එක තමයි මම දිගින් දිගටම ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්නේ. මම හිතනවා ඔබතුමන්ලා ඇතුළු මේ තරුණ පරපුර විශේෂයෙන්ම පහුගිය අවුරුදු 10-15 තුල චාල වෙනසක් ඇති කරලා තියෙනවා. අපේ සභාපතිතුමා මෙතන ඉන්නවා. මම දැක්කා මම සෞදි ගිහිල්ලා ආවම 2001 වසරේ එතුමා මට ඇවිල්ලා මේ ඉස්කෝලේ බලන්න කිව්වා. මට ඇඬුණා ඒක දැකලා තිබුණු තත්ත්වයෙන් විශාල පහළෑකට ගිහිල්ලා. නමුත් පස්සේ යනකොට දැන් අවුරුදු 5කට පෙර යනකොට දැන් යනකොට අපිට පේනවා Zaira is getting back. Zaira is back. So I think Zaira has a great future and it deserves to be treated as one, and it is not an ordinary school. It has to come on par with the best schools in the country, and we have that potential, and I'm sure if all of us get together කකුලෙන් අදින්න නැතුව එකිනෙකාට කකුලෙන් අදින්න නැතුව එකිනෙකට බාධා කරන්න නැතුව එකමුතුව වැඩ කරොත් අපි වගේ තව දහස් ගාණක් සිසුන්ගේ ඇස් පාදන්න නුවණ සපාදන්න මේ ස්කෝලයට හැකියාව තියෙනවා කියන මම විශ්වාස කරනවා.
සුදී එමතුමනි ඔබතුමන්ලා සිටින වගේම මෙතන මේ වැඩසටහන බලන් ඉන්න කුමිය සහිරා මාතාවි දැනට අපිට දායක කර තිබුණා වගේම මොකද වගේම ලෝකයට දැනෙන අකිල
Indeed.
Thank you. And let's come to the last two questions for the panelists. The specialty of our panel is not only as Zahirians, as Sri Lankans also very much proud of their achievements. There are a lot of people who are watching our show today from all around the world, regardless of being a Zahirian or not. Today they are watching as Sri Lankans. So I want to ask from the panelists on the message for all the viewers and how Zaira is an emblem for national unity. So I'll start with Chairman itself.
Sorry, don't mind repeating that question, please?
I just want to, because a lot of people watching this show being Zahirian or non-Zahirian as Sri Lankans as well. So I just want to know, convey a message for all the viewers who are watching as Sri Lankan and being a Zahirian as well, and how Zaira is an emblem for national unity.
I think there is a, sorry, I'm not getting there's a signal issue. Again, again, can you hear me? Again,
Chairman, sir, they're asking the question because most of the viewers are watching our show. So, yeah, was asking, convey a message to viewers all around the Sri Lankans and Zahirians and all the other people from you. We're asking to convey a message.
yes, thank you. The great question. Like the Honorable Minister said, like come and support because I must say that Mr. Ali Sabri was one of the first person which I had contacted and that almost 10, 12 years ago. And he saw the situation and so when the right people come and rally behind the school like today, and this sort of platform, we need to create good platform, good image, good people should come forward. I think you all should be proud. I like the concept that are you proud of being Zahirian? So we all should be proud. So for that, you need to sing around, and bring your children. So now we have such a big demand, and before 2006, we couldn't see that sort of old boys coming. But mashallah, now we see a lot of doctors, professionals, good entrepreneurs. There are many people bringing the children from different part of the country. So rally behind the school, talk, support the school, and they can guide us, tell us something interesting, and help the school in whatever way you can. That'd be great. And always there is any issues, please communicate with us. And like Mr. said, we can be the top school provided we unite. We all are in the same page. And when there is any weaknesses, we can talk together without finding fault. Then definitely we are on the track. I must say the college is getting into a bigger track, bigger picture. We are coming out with a top class sports complex with modern equipment that is with including basketball indoor, squash court, gym, new pavilion, with all the sports you get from all indoor sports, joining the swimming pool. Then we are coming up with a new set of classroom with indoor cricket. And now school will be a very fully fledged school. It will be part of like St. Thomas or Trinity. If you come in and see, we have created a great ambience. Now it's the hand of the principal to give the next level of education, take the school into next school level. So for that, we need people of your caliber. Everyone, keep talking positive, and then definitely we are going to reach, because I have been seeing a lot of different countries, they have different OBAs. I have visited most of those countries and met the OBA groups. Mashallah, they're all helping us in different way. And I think that's the way. And most importantly, we must not damage the school name. That is very important. And I think if we go on that way, definitely we will achieve what we want. So there are a lot of good things going to happen at the school next 2-3 years. Make dua and help us, and definitely we are on the right track. I must say, principal and the team and my board and the OBA and the PTA all are trying to do their best, and I hope we can get our target right. Thank you.
Thank you, John, sir. Apologies for missing out on the show because I had some issues with my service provider, as everyone is having these days. So apologies for that. And I would like to move on with Professor Tulidi Silva on the message for all Sri Lankans and fellow Zahirians who are watching the show.
Yes, now I did not know the Honorable Minister, but the moment I heard he was Zahirian, we were proud of it. That is the sort of reaction that we have. You are part of the school, and one of your old boys have successful story. We are proud of it, and we like to get them to greater heights if possible. So he has also set up an example as a minister, different from the rest of the ministers because he behaves in a quite respectable way than most of the ministers. I'm sorry to say that. So, as a Zahirian, we are proud to see as many Zahirians as possible occupying good places, doing service to your country, and also serving the Sri Lankan community and not the Muslim or the Sinhalese or whatever this divided setup. So I think our students at Zaira will be brought up in that fashion so that in the future all our students will be proud to say that we are Syrians. Because some schools, the students do not want to belong to that school, right? So therefore, we are quite correct in our approach, and Zaira, I hope, will prosper from year to year and achieve the goal of being one of the main schools, colleges that will promote and produce successful and productive people to Sri Lanka. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Toli. Indeed, having distinguished old boys like you gives great honor for Zaira and gives great name for Zaira and the continuation of Zaira. Thank you, Professor Toli, for your time as well. Next, I would like to move on with retired General Farid Yusuf on his message for all Zairians.
Yes, my main advice to all the Aryans who are watching, I encourage all youth to join the army as an officer, as it will mold your character in the office and gentleman. Thank you.
Thank you, General Farid Yusuf, on his words. And finally, Honorable Minister, a message for all Zairians, non-Zairians who are watching this show, and Sri Lankans especially, because we are very proud of who we are today, and also how Zaira is an emblem for national unity as well. So, your message, sir.
Yeah, it's very important. Now, vaccines give us a very good lessons. It says, no one is safe until everyone is safe. So we thought, some of the Western countries thought, we quickly get our people vaccinated. That's the end of it. But then you neglected the rest of the world, people who can afford. What happens? Vaccines mutate and it comes with a different form. Problem is not over. It's similar for a country. No one is safe until all communities are safe. We must understand. So we must see all of us as Sri Lankan. Zahira is an important brand. So Sri Lankan brand of Islam, Sri Lankan brand of Muslims, Zahira is a forerunner, flag bearer. We must understand we need to carry that torch in front. Zahira had done it in the past. If you study the history of Zahira, how Zahira became a beacon of hope for the country and to the community, how it made the Sri Lankan, the Muslim community come in on par with the others at that time because of the great forefathers we had. So this is the time that Zahira should take that lead, and Zahira must always come forward and create that brand of Sri Lankan Muslim. Very important. A Muslim which is proud of the country, a Muslim which is very close to each other, a Muslim which is part of a larger picture of Sri Lankan society, and a Muslim who is working towards the coexistence. In order to do that, and also I would like ideally, just like Professor is very correctly pointing out, there was a period where more Tamil and Sinhalese students were there. We should embrace that culture. We should set up that, get more of our Tamil and Sinhalese brothers also to come in to the extent which is at least practically possible and set up an example. I'm sure if we can do that, that's my message, because it is important. Once again, as late Mangala Samaravira has very famously told, no community in this country is safe until all communities feel this country belongs to all of us. So we need to create that, and Muslims and Zahira should lead that mindset change, and we can do it, and I'm sure we will do it. Hopefully, we will have better. I know this is very challenging times. I hope these times will pass. It has always happened in the history. And as we walk out of this quagmire we are in now, let us walk into a very sensible Sri Lanka where diversity and pluralism is celebrated, not seen as an obstacle. And Zahira plays and Zahirians, not only Zahira, Zahirians play a role in that. And that is of a decisive one. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. It was indeed a pleasure listening to your words of encouragements as well. So next, I would thank you for all 5 panelists. It was pleasure talking to you all. Sharing the screen with such stalwarts, legends produced by Zahira is simply amazing for someone like in the caliber of me. So I enjoy talking to you all. So I apologize if I have done any mistakes from my side. So thanks everyone. Thank you for the panelists for joining the show today. And Captain AJ Bari had some connection issues today, so he couldn't join us. So yeah, we missed him daily as well. So next, I would like to invite President of All Boys Association of Zahira College and the Secretary of Board of Governors, Mr. Alavi Mukhtar, to do the closing note.
Can you hear me?
Do we have Alavi Mukhtar?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. President, we can hear you.
Yes, I think we had a good time with all our distinguished speakers, and we always had the privilege of listening to
Your
them.
video is off. Yes, Mr. President, we can hear you.
Yes, I think we had a good time with all our.
I think and is having some issues. Mr. President, we can hear you. You can go on. So I would like to ask Nuzri Mansoor, Secretary of the All Boys Association and the member of the batch of 2011, to do the vote of thanks on behalf of the President as well. On mute. Nuzri on mute.
Thank you, Mr. Akhil Masoon, for this opportunity. So, dear members of the panel, Chairman Board of Governors, Mr. Fauzul Hamid, Principal, Mr. Rizvi Marikar, President OBA, and President OBA, Mr. Alawi Mukhtar, and the Executive Committee member, and everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and a good evening. It was indeed a privilege listening to all five of our great sons of Mother Zaira sharing their story on the time they spent on the school and how it helped them to achieve greater heights in their lives. We hope every Zahirian who are watching this learned something out of this program, and indeed you all felt proud to be Zahirians. Once again, my batchmates of 2011, I would like to thank them for organizing this event, especially our host Akhil Masoon and Firaz for hosting this program. Not forgetting Aki Basmon, who was behind this show and who is still in the back end handling all the technical side of this show. Not forgetting Arzan Ishak for all the artworks done and designs. Not forgetting our secretary, Paik, Shakik, Azri, Yusri, Nashik, and everyone else who assisted us to run this program. I would also like to thank the principal, sir, for delivering the keynote address along with the introduction to the speakers, chairman of the board of governors, also for guiding us on how this program to be held, and not forgetting the time spent by our speakers, especially the minister, Mr. Ali Sabri, Honorable Ali Sabri. Thank you so much, sir, and also the other speakers, Mr. Tooley, Professor Tooley, and Mr. Asabari, and Mr. Fariz Yusuf. Thank you so much for joining us, and our principal also once again. Okay, can't we still add Mr. President to the call? Isn't it possible to add him, because he was well prepared with a closing note
He's
for the
not there in the
program.
stream. He's not available in the call.
Okay, with that, this was a much well organized program and a timely event in order to celebrate the 129 years of excellence of Zahira College. Long live Mother Zahira. Thank you.
Thank you, Nuzri. Thanks for your vote of thanks. And so, time to wrap up the show. So, thanks again for all the panelists who joined the event today. And before we wrap up, I just have two announcements. Tech Startup Week of Zahira College, organized by the All Boys Association, will happen in coming week, with the keynote speaker being Bhatya Jayakodi. Tech Startup Weekend, Zahira College is a highly beneficial event for professionals, employees, and current and future entrepreneurs that is taking place in over 60 countries around the world. The event is organized by Zahira College Colombo All Boys Association. It provides attendees with an opportunity to learn new knowledge, expand their skills, and experience the process of creating a startup within 24 hours. And also, Zaira College OBA is organizing a TEDx Zaira College on 23rd October. TEDx event happen frequently all over the world and are independently organized under TED license. 10th September is the deadline to nominate someone of yourself to speak in the event. Please visit to www.tedxzairacollege.com for apply and get more information. And also, Zaira College batch of 2011 is organizing an e-gaming championship under this lockdown period and the pandemic situation to unite all Zairians around the world. They are organizing a tournament where all the batches and all the past Zairians can be part of an e-gaming event. So the contact details for registrations are on the below screen, and you can get in touch with the organizers. Thank you again. Thanks to everyone who joined the show from around the world. Everyone learned something from the genius itself, who spoke about their journey at Zaira and also the message they gave for current generation. Thank you all, and let's wrap up with salawat. Subhanallah wa bihamdika asyhadu
أشهد
an
أن
la
لا إله
ilaha illa
إلا أنت
anta
أستغفرك وأتوب
astaghfiruka
إليك.
wa atubu ilayk. Sallallahu ala عليه وسلم صلى الله على محمد يا ربي صل وسلم. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you,
Everyone.
gentlemen. Thanks.
Assalamu alaikum.